Hi, I'm Callum from Tyne Valley Motorhomes, and today I'll be showing you around the handover of the Bessacarr E422 2014 model. So at the back of the vehicle you do have your high level brake light and your twin reverse camera. You've got your upper box here, so this opens with this key. And this just allows you to have a little bit more storage. So you put deck chairs and tables and things in there, but this does come off, giving you the bike rack again, so the bike rack rails are underneath. And then below you do have your tow bar with 13 pin electrics. Come round the passenger side of the vehicle, you've got your gas locker with the LPG, liquid petroleum gas, and it opens with the black smaller key. Push that in. To tie the pigtail onto the bottle, it is a left hand thread and turn on at the top of the bottle, and obviously tie the bottle in when you've got it in and turn it on and off. So off when it's in transit, you can turn it on when you arrive at your site. This is your Hookah Point, so to hook the vehicle up, get your 25-meter Hookah blade, slide the lever on, and to unhook there's a small blue lever here you push down and pull off. And this is also your external TV point, so if you're on a super site where you can hook up to their aerial, you get a bit of coax from here to the point and you'll be able to hook up and use their aerial instead of the vans, should it be in a place where it struggles to get a signal. You've got your diesel point here, so this is where you'd fill the van with diesel, which will open with the main ignition key, like so. And you do have your tyre pressure, so the 5 bar at the front, 5.5 bar at the back, which is 72.3 psi and 79.5 psi at the rear. Underneath the seat you have your toolkit, which is everything you need to change your wheels. So it's got a jack and a brace, a tow iron and a screwdriver in there. And underneath the floor is your main access to your engine battery, so should you ever need to change it, you'd get in from going in at the top and lift the battery over to the cab floor. But you do have a jumping point underneath the bonnet, and your bonnet release is just on the side of the passenger dashboard. You've got your secondary catch just in the middle there, and your stay to keep the bonnet up. Then you've got your paint code. So your paint code's there for the white. You've got your radiator fluid, your power steering fluid, your screen wash, which is the main one you're going to need when out and about using the motorhome, your brake fluid, your oil filler and your oil dipstick down here for checking your levels. And then should you need to jump start the vehicle, receive it or give a jump start or put a charger on, positive, so your red clip onto here, and your negative, which will be a black one, onto there. And then down the driver's side of the vehicle, so directly behind the driver's door, you've got your water, so fresh water intake, so you put a hose pipe in there and fill, and you can see on side how much litres is on board, so the level. And you've also got a 12 volt point there for your submersible pump, so you can put that in there and put it into a aqua roll if you were filling from an aqua roll instead of a hose pipe. You've got your under your bench seats there, so there's your carpet, and underneath here is a bit more storage. And obviously your winter vents are in there. You've got your vent for your heater, so allow this, don't obstruct it, allow it to get all the nasties out the boiler, because that's what it's doing, so keep it obstruction free. You've got your vents there for your fridge, and you've got your toilet. So this is your cassette toilet, so as long as the slide's shut on the bottom of the toilet, you just lift out and pull out. Got some wheels to carry it when it's full and empty. So you take the cap off, press this button here, and it allows a bit of air in, stops it glugging, gives it a consistent flow. Tip it out. Once you have tipped it out, put some water in, give it a rinse, tip out again. And then if you are using the liquid, a cap full of liquid into here, and then the toilet is ready to go, and you can put it back in. If not, put a pint of water in and put a tablet in if you're using a tablet, and then put the tablet in drop the tablet straight down the toilet. And then you do have your wastewater, so you normally drive over a grid and just open this up and this will drain your wastewater off. Above the door you have your two main control panels, so we've got your 12 volt which I'll go through first, and then you've got your Truma Combi E digital control panel. So once you arrive on site, you press this button, power, that then indicates that we are hooked up. It's then indicating that we're running off the leisure battery, or if you press vehicle it would go at the front, but you don't want to use the vehicle battery to run the motorhome, so always the leisure. It'll tell you your leisure readings there, and obviously this vehicle one tells you your vehicle battery reading. You've got your water pump which serves as your tap, your toilet, your shower. You've got all your cabin lights which is just your master switch for all your interior lights, and then they are all lit separately by individual switches around the vehicle. You've got your levels so you can view your levels, so leisure, vehicle, waste and fresh. And then you've got your frost protection which you can put on if it's going to be a frosty night, and it just stops the tanks from freezing, the water in the tanks from freezing. And then to operate your Truma, so if you press and hold you get this screen, then you'll be able to press and go into it. So you've got a van with a thermometer in. This is how hot you want the vehicle, so it goes all the way from off to 30, so we'll say 22. Once you're happy with it, press and hold. That's preset the temperature to 22. Next one, you've got your water, so you've got off, heating at 40 degrees the water, or heating the water at 60 degrees. So press 60, and then this is your energy source. So you've got gas on its own, so if you're wild camping and you weren't hooked up, you'd have to use gas. You've got a mixture of 1 kilowatt of electric and gas, mixture of 2 kilowatts of electric and gas, which you'd normally use to heat the water or heat the van in the winter should you want it rapid and a bit faster. Or you've got electric on 1 kilowatt, which you'd normally use on a broad or on a smaller CL site. Or you've got electric on 2, which you'd normally use on most camping and caravan sites. So for this we'll just say electric on 2. You've got your fan, so high, eco or low. And then below you do have your timer, so you can time the heating to come on. You've got a clock, and you've got a spanner here in the bottom corner which you can click to reset the boiler should it fail. But I just press it and hold it like so. In the kitchen you've got 3 gas burners. And 1 electric hot plate. So they're lit. And then 1 electric hot plate which is here when on mains electric hookup. But if you've had this on for any length of time, do let it cool before you put the lid down. And then below you do have your grill. And your oven. Take your oven shelves and grill pan out when travelling, and then below that is you have your gas isolation taps in this corner here. Any problems with gas, turned on off at the top of the bottle, and it tells you here which one does which. And you have your electric hot plate main master plug there, so if you've got any problems with that you can isolate it. Operate your Dometic fridge, so turn on, press and hold. You then can put on A, which is automatic, so it's automatically when to hook up. If the hookup was to be taken out, it would go to gas, and if the engine was to be started, it would go to the 12 volt setting. The 12 volt setting is mainly for when you are travelling, so the idea here is pre-chill your fridge first, so either on gas or electric, put your shopping in, allow it to get nice and cool overnight. So if you're lucky enough to keep this at home, hook it up about the day before, put your shopping in, allow it to cool, and then when you are ready to hit the road you can put on battery. It's failing now because the engine isn't running. And then opposite we've got your temperature here, and then part of your winterizing process, if you clean your fridge out, make it smell all nice, you can get fridge air fresheners and all sorts these days. The last thing you want to do is shut the door and trap the air for 3 or 4 months when it's standing. So if you just push this catch in and pull these clips out, and then if you shut the door, it'll stop the door from shutting and it'll allow air ventilation in and out this way. In here opposite the kitchen is your power supply, so it's your Sargent power unit, and you've got your main RCD and MCBs here, so if anything trips on electric, try here before you try your site. Below you do have all your 12 volt fuses which are listed here, so it would be a good idea to buy some spare blade fuses. You've got your system shutdown button for in the winter when you've got the vehicle standing, you can isolate all the power, and then these must be in to work the spare, the heating and hot water and the charger, and the spare must all be pressed in, and these will only work when 230 volt hookup is put in, but obviously the gas will work off, the heating will work off gas. And above you've got your solar panel meter, so it's telling you it's charging both batteries at 50/50, but you can click this button here on the dual solar controller to change how the batteries charge and what goes to which battery. So at the minute it's 50/50, you can go to 30/70 or you can prioritise one. Now in the bathroom, so as long as the pump's on, you'll be able to press the button and fill the bowl with water, and then you've got the slide, which you slide and it'll deposit into the cassette. When using the toilet, always have the slide open, and then you can flush the toilet. And obviously on the back, the cassette wheel will go red when it needs to be taken out and replenished with chemical. Your windows open like so and stay out with the black buttons there, but do make sure all windows and skylights are closed when travelling. You've got your wardrobe in there with an infill cushion. You've got your light here just beside your sink and your large toiletry cupboard, and you have your showering area, so your cubicle with your shower screen. Use the turnbuckles to keep the shower screen open, and obviously use it when you're travelling to keep them tied back to the wall, stop it clattering about. So located under the lounge floor, if you lift this flap up, you'll then get to turn this cap off. This is your fresh water, and to drain it in the winter or to drain it down when you're not using it, there's a red plug in there, so if you pull the bung out there, it'll drain all the water underneath the chassis and allow all the water out. It's crucial in the winter, and when you're not using it, you leave the van free of water. It stops any water getting stagnant, and in the winter it stops it freezing. So located underneath the driver's rear bench seat, you have your boiler. So this boiler holds 10 litres of water at any one time, and this yellow toggle tap is your winter drain tap. So in the winter it's crucial you drain the vehicle down or whenever you're not using it, and to do so just lift it up and it will just drain, so allow it to stay up when you are not using it. And when you do come to use it, if you just put it down like so, fill the vehicle with water, put the pump on, go to the cold side of the tap first, go to the hot side, it'll cough, sputter, it'll make all sorts of noises until you get a steady flow on one tap, and then you do them all. Also, when you have winterized, it's a good thing to leave all the taps in the middle position open, as this will stop any air locks from. To make the front bed so you can use them as two singles, or if you did want to make them together, you can slide them forward, slide both forward, and then put your backrests into the middle. Turn all the cushions upside down, as it's far easier to sleep on and far more comfier. And then you have got your double bed across the van. So in your kitchen cupboard, you've got your Road Pro satellite system. So turn it on, and then it'll find Astro 2, and then it'll light up when it locks on, and then that is the satellite working. So you'll hear it there moving around until it locks on and finds the signal. So in your cab, to black it out on an evening, so if you slide these out, you've got two on the windscreen, but you'll just have to move the rear monitor and the mirror out the way for your reversing camera and the clip, and you've got the same on this side. And then at the right of the driver, you've got your electric mirrors at the front, electric windows, handbrake down the side, headlight adjustments, and the mode, which will change the time and date on here, and there were other things which is explained in your handbooks. trip computer on your wiper stalk, which is say your miles per gallon, your average travelling times and so on. And then you do have your indicators and lights, cruise control, 6-speed manual gearbox with lift up and reverse, and this will come on, your rear view mirror. This locks all the doors including the habitation door on a night, your fog lights, hazard lights and your heated mirrors. Your two 12 volt charging points there, and then obviously your large bin which is lockable. Temperature and fan speed must be on at least one or more for the aircon to work, and then your distribution here. You've got your radio here which is FM and AM, so once you found your radio channels press 1 to 6 to save, and then you've got media which is obviously CD. You've got a clipboard here and a heated and cooled bin there, so another glove box, so if you've got anything for the road like chocolates and sweets and you've got the air conditioning on, they'll stay lovely and cool in there. Obviously you've got your interior lights and your visors there. Turn your seats, use these turnbuckles here on the front, turn them round. If they did get stuck on the door, you just readjust your driving position by pulling it forward or back, and the seat will turn into the lounge to give it. Thank you for choosing Tyne Valley Motorhomes to purchase your new vehicle. Should you have any questions once you've watched the video, don't hesitate to contact 01207 272 777 or sales at Tyne Valley Motorhomes. We hope you enjoy your new motorhome.